Hey, how you doing, everybody? Woo, hey, okay, cool. Hey, what's up, guys? How you doing? Um, yeah. So, what you guys up to today, man? I'm just chilling and relaxing. Been having a rough time. Thought I'd get on here and talk about it, but I'm also gonna play you a few little tunes. So yeah, so hope you guys are in for a nice treat today. I'm gonna get a little deep. I'm gonna also play us some tunes. So yeah, I would say here we go. All right, guys. So what you guys doing today? Let me know in the comments, man. What are you doing? You smoking? You dabbing? You planning on going on a trip tonight? I know it's Friday night. It's gonna be a wonderful night for a trip. Um, You're gonna be just sitting around playing music, watching movies. What are you guys doing today? Leave it in the comments below. Uh, Hey, don't forget to like and subscribe on this channel. If you like this video, it's gonna get my videos out there a little bit faster, and I'm trying to get my name out there. So if you can, just spread my videos around. You know what I mean? I'm just the guy that's out there looking to have a little bit of fun. Let's just, wants to hang out with people, meet new people, and just become a more full person by discovering the world. So, anyways, so I wanted to talk to you guys today about something that's really, really rough. It's a little bit about something called depression. And I think everybody gets it. I think everybody gets down. Everybody gets sad. And I am a wholehearted believer that if you do certain drugs, um, for specific reasons, you know what I mean, that they can be used to help manage and maybe even take away your depression. It's been scientifically proven that if you were to eat a psilocybin mushroom, well, I mean, a dose of it at least, that it can take your depression away for up to 6 months. And I have seen that before. I felt it. I've witnessed it. You know what I mean? It's a beautiful thing. You know what I mean? If you take some LSD, some acid, and you spend time and you look in the mirror and you focus on yourself and you try and work on in your life what you need to work on, I think that's a good thing. I think that smoking a little bit of weed is gonna help you out. You know what I mean? Because it's gonna it's going to ease your mind. It's going to take away any bit of that anxiety. You know what I mean? It's going to clear your head a little bit. You're going to be able to think clearly for a minute. And not only that, it's a lot of fun, right? I mean, anybody ever, you never met anybody who said, yeah, I take acid all the time. It's no fun. You know what I mean? No, it's not. It's probably one of the most fun thing in the world. See, the problem is I became too addicted to psychedelics and weed, Molly, things like that very fast because I noticed that it was helping my depression. It was making me feel better, right? And then next thing you know, I was taking it more and more and more and more, and I'm at the point now where um, I took acid 3 or 4 days ago, and I am still feeling it today. Like it's still hitting me today. You know what I mean? And it's really hard. You know what I mean? Like, you don't think that you could get addicted to something like that. You know what I mean? But you can, and it's very easy. And I started to abuse it, and then I started realizing that it's probably not the best idea to be doing all the time. Um, I think my aunt Katie. I mentioned her in the last video. I gave her a shout out in California. I was talking to her, and she said, yeah, it's good to take that if you need to. You know what I mean? And if you do it for the right reasons. But the problem is people take it, they figure out all the things they need to learn while they're on their trip, and then they keep taking it and they keep taking it and they keep taking it. They don't give their mind a chance to come back to reality for a minute and to apply everything that they learned during their trips. You know what I mean? I mean, I have songs. I mean, you heard my song "My Name Is Matt." That was a very bad acid trip. That was something that I didn't. I mean, when I was going through it, it got to the point I can usually control them, but it got to the point where I thought for sure that I was trapped and I was never getting out. You know what I mean? I thought I had forgotten my name and I didn't know who I was. I mean, it was a bad day. You know, so I just so it's good to take these things all the time. It's good to take these things. I'm sorry. Don't listen to that. It's good to take these things, but it's not good to take them consistently. I mean, all the time. I'm a firm believer that maybe you should trip on mushrooms maybe once every 3 months. You know what I mean? And don't do a major dose. Maybe do an eighth or maybe do a quarter. You know what I mean? A quarter's a little bit more advanced. I would never suggest anybody to do that. Now, that's only if you've done it more than a few times. You know what I mean? If it's your first time, take half a gram to gram and a half, 2 grams. You know what I mean? Keep it around a smaller range right there. But it's it's never a good thing to do it more than that, though. I mean, there was at one point when I was dropping acid and eating mushrooms almost every other day, once a week. You know what I mean? At least. You know what I mean? I mean that stuff. It'll help. It'll definitely help with your depression. You know what I mean? And like with me, I have no reason why I'm depressed. I can never come up with a good solid reason. And now I can remember being depressed since I was like 5. I remember being 5 years old saying I'll never amount to anything, and which is crazy to think. It's like a 5-year-old would say something like that. But then my daughter is 5, and she says some crazy things, so I can believe that I remember saying this. And I mean, I was in the military. I mean, I obviously was married. I had 2 kids. I got divorced. I still have my 2 kids. You know what I mean? And I'm best friends with my ex-wife's boyfriend. You know what I mean? So I mean, like, there's things in my life that are confusing that I don't think all um I don't think they all make it uh help out with the depression. I think that I have a lot of weird things that go on in my life, but I don't really have like I really don't feel like I have too much to be depressed about. I'm thinking at this point, you know what I mean? I've come to a crossroads in my life, and I'm trying to make a really huge decision. You know what I mean? And I have a friend that is willing to help me out to get me back into position to continue to do what I'm doing, or I can completely drop everything I know and love and go to a different state for another month. And I quite honestly can't make a decision. You know what I mean? Because the person that's going to help me out feels like they might be enabling me to continue making the decisions I've made. And if they help me out in the way that they're going to help me out, they don't want to be enabling that, and then to see 2 months down the road that I'm still in the same position. But I also, you know, I mean, the other option is to go out to California and go to this big huge self-help group thing and stuff like that. And apparently it's amazing, and I can probably go for even free, but then I have to leave my kids for a month, which I've done before. I was in the military, but I really don't want to do that again. You know what I mean? And then I have another option of going to work with somebody in Florida. Going to Florida, and I could be making a good amount of money, but then at that point, me and my ex-wife would have to split the kids, where I'd get them during the summer and she'd get them during the school year. And that just, that'll be really difficult. I don't know if I want to do something like that. You know what I mean? So I've come to a crossroads in my life, guys, and I ask that you just hope that I make the best decision for myself. If you know me personally, go ahead and shoot me a message on Facebook if you want to know more. Um, but I just know that I love you guys, and if you're going through anything, you know what I mean. I wholeheartedly support the idea of taking psychedelics and stuff, but I want you guys to take them safely, in moderation. You know what I mean, and to make sure that you have a good set and setting. And when I say set and setting, I don't mean just out in the room, like what room you're in. You know what I mean, and how the room feels. I think Terrence McKenna said it the best is when you're getting your set and setting, it's about what's inside. You know what I mean? So let's make sure that you're at a right place in your heart for you to even be taking the psychedelics, because you don't want to hurt yourself. You know what I mean? Yeah, there's a lot of good in them, but they can hurt you very badly. You know what I mean? And always be aware of a bad trip. I always hope that nobody goes through a bad trip, but people usually, people do. So it is possible. So um, I would just, uh, I would just, for the rest of the day, I want you guys to try your best to be happy. Keep your eyes looking forward. Move one foot in front of the other. You know what I mean? And do what you have to do to get done what you need to get done. So I just know that I love you guys, and I'm gonna play the guitar here for a few more minutes. You don't have to listen at this point if you don't want to, but I'm just gonna tinker around, and um, either way, I love you guys, and I will see you later. All right, guys, I'll see you all later. Y'all have a wonderful night. Woo!